I haven't posted in a while, so there's been some growth. Mostly noticeable in the tomato plants. I've been taking a knife and getting the little suckers out. This has already been peeled away, but I'm trying to go with a single vine. And this was straight up until a couple days ago. We had a lot of wind. This is my cherry tomato plant. So I just kind of laid it against the fence so it should make its way over. That's a indeterminate variety. And here's more. These all start falling down on their weight, so I started putting it against. Let me help that one there. I don't know if that's going to help, but I'm starting to put them against the furring strips that I had. I was going to replace these with the 2x2s, but I saw the MI Gardener guy. He actually did use this size furring strip, so I'm just leaving it for now. Yeah, there's more over here. These guys are doing pretty good. They haven't fallen over yet. And then we have these guys in the ground. It seemed like these were growing so slow, so I'm assuming it's due to the potting soil that's helping the others, but I suspect these will grow better because they'll have more dirt, more soil accessible to them once they get really big. And I'm doing the single stem method with these guys as well. This guy's really small, but yeah, like here's a sucker coming out right in the middle there. So anytime you have a Y, these suckers come out in between that Y and they'll make another vine. So I have to keep peeling those away. And if I don't get them quick enough, I'll come out here and they're so big I'm not sure which one is which. Let's see, and that one has a tiny one right there. So it's hard to see it. Right, let's see. There we go. See that? That's a sucker coming out. So you pull out the suckers. You can leave them and have multiple vines. It's just I have so many here. So there's 4 there. So I'd rather just have them not kill each other off with how much light they need to suck up. And when you do the single vine, it gives them more energy to produce into the actual fruit that they create. My potatoes are all actually growing now, so that's pretty good. These are the seed potatoes that I got. I think it was Park Green or something like that. So they're actually growing pretty good. Those I think are organic yellow potatoes that grow, and nothing else is here yet. Like I think I have like a Rutgers potato in one of these or something. And of course I have these little markers to let me know which is which. I do have a little rabbit. He was working on all the beans up there, and he pretty much got them all. And I think he got the cucumbers here but left the peas, or is that the yeah, well no, there's one cucumber plant down in there he didn't get yet. But it's a tiny baby rabbit. Yeah, so there's nothing there. A lot of my squash plants are growing. I don't see any flowers yet, and they seem to be doing okay for being in buckets. Oh, we got a little yellow there, so I might have to do something about that. Some beets, but the beets don't fill up the whole bucket. It's like only half the seeds actually grew. There's more stuff there. I think that's cauliflower and broccoli here. There's another, what is that? Cantaloupe. Okay. And strawberries are doing pretty good. I was a bit concerned about them because they seemed like really fragile and yellowing. But yeah, they're really starting to grow pretty good now. And the grass is really growing. I suspect when these leaves really start to come out, they may sequester the light that actually reaches the grass, and the grass might have too much competition. We'll see. And there's the grapevine that's growing up. I moved the planter away from it so it could get more light down into it. And I started cutting the grass away. I laid down these pavers just so I could walk over there. These are the ones the neighbor dropped by, so it's kind of nice to have those there. Let's see, I still have 3 boxes of garden soil and 2 boxes of potting mix. Tay's been digging holes, and this is all the grass I took off the garden. And when I had the guy who came out when I bought this house, he's like the honey-do list guy. He makes a whole list of things you need to do. He said this the back of the house needs to have some soil built up. Well, it looks like I'm starting to get there. All right, so let's come up here. So here's my lettuce. I've been starting to nibble on some of it. Hey, Teddy. It is so hot out here. I don't want him out here at the moment. This stuff's starting to wilt. I did not water it enough. That's the main problem. So you see a lot of wilted things. It's due to my neglect, which is actually a good thing in part of I know what will work and what won't next year, or learn from my lessons of how lazy I really am. Mint is really growing. I come out here and I'll grab like 15 leaves, cut them up with a knife, put them in some tea or some water and make a tea out of it. Same thing with, no, that's the lemon balm. That's the mint. That stuff grows like crazy. Looks like 3 of the chamomile plants died. We got 1. Oh, we might have 2. Look at that. I didn't see those flowers before. But this is what they look like, and you know, you dry out the flowers. Not going to be much in the way of making tea, but they are pretty. Maybe next year I'll plant a ton of them. Look at the lavender. So they're starting to grow. The problem with lavender is they don't need as much water. They like dry environments and a lot of air. So this is not the optimal environment for them, but they're growing. My green onions, I did pinch off the tops, as my sister told me. My dad had her pinch off the tops of onions when they grow like that Russian palace. So they seem to be pretty good. And I'll just cut them and bring them inside for potatoes. And the kitchen's right there, so it's very handy to just come out here in my bare feet and just cut. These are carrots. They're really getting bushy. Blueberry bush, look at how green and vibrant that is. That came out and was delivered. I was afraid like the soil wasn't acidic enough, or maybe it didn't have enough light, or maybe it was because it's such a small container. So far it looks like it's going to be all right, and from what I hear or keep seeing, it's like if they're in a container, it's not going to grow as big, but it will grow. So we'll see what happens. Here's all my radishes. Oh, and this one bolted, I guess. Basically what happened was this one was starting to bolt, and that one. So I just grab all the radishes and bring them inside and just have a whole meal out of them. Or I don't even think these are big. That's why I didn't pick them before. Yeah, so this is very disappointing. These, yeah, there is nothing. I mean, that's the biggest one so far. That's why I didn't pick these, because they weren't growing. Let's see. Yeah, so that's disappointing. You know what? But I'll live and learn. You know. So these are, what are these? China rose. I think I got these from Gurney's. I'm surprised that those did not grow, and they would have been pretty. Look at that. All right. But these grew up really nice. I think those were the champion radishes and early spring radishes, so they were doing pretty good. I think they're bolting because water is the biggest issue, and I do need to set up the irrigation in my garden to actually water these on my behalf. I have a timer. I'm just too lazy to set it up. So yeah, these are all the gourds, birdhouse gourds, and I think one of these is a tea plant that actually started growing. Yeah, this one. So I pulled out all the dirt and was going to reuse a bucket, and I saw one of the tea plants actually start sprouting in the dirt. So I was like, okay, I'll separate that, see if it'll grow. but it has not been successful. So tea plants seem a bit difficult for me to use. Here's loofahs, if you want to make a loofah sponge. I'll probably let all these actually grow and see what happens. Maybe I can give them away as gifts or something. I know my sister, she loves, you know, little things and crafts and whatnot, and rustic things. So here's my marigolds all dying away, but I have whole boxes that are growing, so it's confusing, you know, why these are all successful and those are not. Some of these here were the transplants when I had a bunch of them together in one box and start pulling the little ones out. So I wasn't sure if they were going to grow or not, but at least I got 2 of them, and maybe that one was 2. Maybe that's the reason. Yeah, because these are all pea pots, and those are not. Okay, that would explain it. You know, I have a very bad death rate with those. Here's a few more. So I might just sprinkle a lot more marigold seeds from scratch and let them figure their own way out growing up from there. Yeah, and my pepper plants, they look like they just really started growing up really quick. So I gotta look up how to prune these guys, because I know if you want them to be really bushy and have more fruit, you need to prune them in a certain way. Lettuce, I like that. See, I was afraid there wasn't that much of these seeds that actually sprouted, but it seems like it might have been just perfect, because they're all spreading out in a nice way. Like even here, oh no, I think that was the culm. No, that was the other box. So even these are doing good. But yeah, I keep coming out, clipping a bit. You can see like the what do you call it? The baby leaves or the first leaves, they've kind of wilted away already. Onions are doing good, I think. Or no, they're turning yellow. So it did rain last night and the night before with really bad thunderstorms and wind. And I think that's why those tomatoes really got it, because the wind, I think, was coming in that direction between the 2 houses. And that guy was pretty much spared. Yeah, so that's the state of the garden, and I don't really think I'm going to edit this video. I'm just so lazy and don't want to do anything, so I'll just post it as is.